break from the install. We're at work, and another intern's gonna get the 5-second lightning round.
No, I'm not
Shoot him?
Nah, because I'm not gonna ruin his shirt.
I'm pretty nervous.
We'll do one right here. It's butt cheek.
Yeah, we'll do one on the butt cheek. There we go, right there. Would you like 2 seconds or 5 seconds?
I'll do the 5 seconds.
Wow,
All right.
impressed.
You wouldn't know the difference anyway.
Taser, taser. Alright, don't like a champ, brother.
Very nice.
You feel normal?
No, he's got cramps in his leg.
Yeah, I
All right, work's done. It's been a couple days, so we're back at the build, and I'm already seeing good signs.
Good afternoon. So yesterday we kind of wrapped up with getting the differential set up, so everything was basically ready to come back apart so we can get our setup bearings off, and our final assembly at the press where we put on the pinion head bearing, obviously with the proper shims. So we did that this morning, and then everything's pretty much been downhill from there. It's just been reassembly. You know, getting all the rear stuff loaded back in, make sure our backlash is right one more time, and make sure our patterns are right one more time. Make sure everything's going back together with Loctite. That's really important. And we're using proper torque specs. That's another really important thing. So yeah, we're really coming down the home stretch right now. Matter of fact, I put the drive shaft in. Pete's torquing up the front caliper brackets to knuckle. 260 foot-pounds. That's no joke, but nothing on this truck has been. So yeah, so we'll be driving here pretty soon. It's going to be fun. Should have. It is huge. The differential's huge. I mean, they're saying, you know, 7 quarts. That's a lot. The more fluid, the better, yeah. I mean, it'll be more thermally stable just because it lives in such a volume of fluid.
The nice thing with this diff cover, it's got a drain plug on the bottom and a dipstick up top.
Yeah.
You might have an issue right there. The sway bar.
Yeah, it hits right here.
Might be resolved when we lower the truck, but fingers crossed. That's designed, that diff cover is designed for this truck.
The instructions, believe it or not, I read the instructions that came with it. The instructions do say that it may be an issue. And it even points out don't modify the cover because it voids the warranty on the cover. It wouldn't take a lot. I mean, it would just be like removing this corner of this rib. Because it says that they want you to use a spacer plate. So you might think, well, maybe we can just put washers here, but you can't because this also secures the mount in the bracket there. So if you were to just space that, it essentially could come out. So you actually need to get a plate made.
How you doing, Pete? We're filled up?
You can do me a favor.
Sure.
There's a drain plug right there by the rack. As you can see, fluid level, right where you want it.
Pete's just gonna tighten up the steering stabilizers in the front end and that would be done. Andy's still filling. Pete's torquing the last wheel. And then Andy's gonna get the road tested.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna raise the truck up to see if that rear sway bar is gonna hit it's already hitting?
Yeah, right there. So you see, if you were to just take this last rib out, you know, and again, they won't warranty this cover if you modify it in any way. But the reality is, losing that rib is not going to compromise it structurally anyway.
Instead of grinding it down, I'm gonna see if they make a spacer plate. Oh, she's alive.
This is a serious truck. Hell yeah. It's awesome, man.
Dude, it's shifting so much better already.
Is that right? It feels perfect, actually. I mean, we're at, what, so we're at about 1,200 RPMs doing 50 miles an hour.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Great acceleration.
Yeah, before that, it would hesitate. so bad. Like when you see the first video,
Yeah.
well, the second video of this gear spot, when you can hear the motor, the engine struggling really bad.
So what, you just have a tuner on this thing? Would you?
Yep. Here, I'll show you. I got what they call the Easy Link.
Okay.
So right there where you see your D4, that's what gear you're in.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome.
Oh man, this truck would be struggling so hard right now.
Yeah.
Up this hill.
Oh, it's all kinds already. As far as break-in's concerned, what you want to do is you want to start getting some heat cycles on it. So ideally, you know, a half hour's worth of driving, bypass type stuff, then let it cool down. Then another half hour or so, and let it cool down, maybe 45 minutes. The idea is two things are going to happen. The gear are going to begin to mesh. Again, they were machined together, but believe it or not, they're going to start swapping spit essentially. The outside of the gears will mate even more than they ever have. And it's the heat cycles that help promote that. So we're going to want to try to get, like I said, about half hour, 35-minute drives at a time. I mean, the reality is most people, the way they drive normally is going to be fine. You know, you wouldn't want to, for example, right now, just throw a big old trailer on the back of this thing or be doing, you know, smoky burnouts. It's just not, which is kind of obvious, right? I mean, we wouldn't go through all this work and then just go beat it to hell and back. So, yeah. Yeah, this thing is strong as hell. The trans is kind of hunting a little bit there, but maybe that's part of the, I don't know, whatever this tuner has.
Yeah, I can switch to a lower horsepower tune. I just switched down.
So right now we're coasting. We're going to listen for things that are kind of making a humming noise that we think maybe come from the differential, which don't hear anything. So now we're on the gas. We're listening, trying to hear past this super exhaust he's got on here. But I can hear myself think. Listen. So, you know, basically it's the on. So we remember we had two portions of our gear, the coast side and the drive side. So when you're on the gas, obviously the drive side of the tooth is what's being loaded, and if there was an issue with the setup, you would hear it then on the gas. And then same thing conversely, when under lift throttle, if there was an issue with our coast side pattern, you would hear some humming at that point. So I mean, right now, really everything is working. I mean, I'm not hearing anything at all, and it would be immediate. It's not like you know, we won't start to have any issues for the next, you know, 20-30 miles or something like that. You know, right away, as soon as you get up to about 40-50 miles an hour, the tail of the tape will be told. So I'd say as of right now, we have hit the nail right on the head. Everything's great. I mean, there is a little, I mean, obviously I am hearing some noise, but it's clearly the tires, which, keep in mind, for tires this size and that type of a tread pattern, it's unbelievably quiet. I expected this thing to be pretty rough sounding, but it's very quiet. I mean, I've heard touring tires, you know, on BMWs that are louder than this. This isn't bad. It's pretty sweet.
With the front diff, do I need to run it 4-wheel drive, or is that not going to make a difference or anything like that?
So no, it's not going to make a difference. But we can. We'll put it in 4-wheel drive.
Okay, we're in. There you go, you're locked.
All right. Is 4-wheel high you have it in?
Yeah.
Okay. This diesel just loves it, man. This engine pulls so strong.
It's got some good tuning.
Yeah, it's nice. What we'll do is, you know, Randy's, which we've spoke about Randy's early on. Again, that's pretty much the guru when it comes to differential building. Their book says, you know, about 500 miles to do the first oil change. You know, all the break-in, you will have some metal that'll be generated during break-in. Not a whole lot, but there will be a little bit. 500 miles, that's what they say. I would never say otherwise, but I do think that, you know, 1500 is not an unacceptable oil change period either. So just do it sometime early on, you know, because you don't want all that metal in there just churning up and going through all the gear teeth and pinions and so on and so forth. So just don't forget to change it.
I'll be doing that when I get back from Assateague. And we're going to put a new diff cover, another Mag-Hytec diff cover But unfortunately, I got to figure out something for the spacing with the sway bar.
Yeah, well, that's definitely going to be priority number one at this point.
Yep. Dude, it feels so much different.
Yeah.
Even from the passenger side.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Felt like you wanted to do a wheelie right there.
Yeah, now see, you're going to make me want to get one of these trucks.
What do you have?
I have a sweet 05 Chevy Colorado with 276,000 miles on it. It's pretty wicked hardcore. Inline 5. Yeah, baby. It does everything I needed to do. Like put bags of mulch in the back from Home Depot and pick up 2x4s.
Oh, that was the one you were driving on the lot the other day?
Yeah. Yep. Yep, you got it. Yeah, it really is. It is a good little truck. I do like it a lot.
You were saying you have an RX-7 too?
And I have a 93 RX-7, yeah.
Yeah, you need to get a beast.
I know. I think you might be right. The wife will probably kill me.
I'll talk her into it.
Look, honey, I need a 2017 Beast. Alright? Gonna put some new diffs in it.
Work hard, play hard.
That's
you work
right.
hard.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. Oh,
It's pretty cool, man.
holy hell. Woo! Sorry, we just went like Mach 10.
It did not break the speed limit, I swear.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Alright, I'll see you guys later.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye.
This thing's fast.
Yeah, I was only like 3/4 throttle. I wasn't gonna
That's
I wasn't gonna
scary,
put it to the
dude.
floor, yeah. Not somebody else's vehicle.
So before we took the truck out, Pete torqued all the wheels down to 160 foot-pound.
It took that much more. 15 more foot-pounds.
That's why you guys want to retorque your wheels. All right, guys, that's going to put a wrap to this gear swap installation. I just want to thank Andy so much for doing this. This wasn't an easy job by any means, and I highly recommend you guys leave this to the experts. Check out Cheshire County Transmission. They know how to do it.
It's not too often work is fun. Happens every once in a while, and this is a good example of when work can really be fun. So, no, I mean, this was a pleasure. The learning experience is worth it. The relationship building is worth it. You know, and just getting your hands dirty and making a good, honest living is worth it. So, we appreciate the opportunity, Steve.
This thing is running awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Well, I hope you guys learned something too. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time,
Smash that.
subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next upload. Love you.